I am Amar Haris bin Aman and my metric number 203906. In a certain case, to decide whether there is negligence or not, we need to prove 4 elements of negligence. The first one is duty of care, then followed with the breach of duty. Next, the damages of the case, and the last element is the causation. Now we will go through to the first element, which is the duty of care. Budi, the private security guard hired by the head librarian of Maran City Library, owed a duty of care towards the plaintiff. Wadi, a regular student of the university who failed his examination because accidentally being locked up in the library. Referring to the incident, it is showed that there was a sufficient relationship of proximity between the defendant and the plaintiff. This is because proximity doesn't need the defendant to know each other with the plaintiff. The existence of proximity just needs the defendant could be reasonably expected to foresee that his action could cause damage to the plaintiff, which is in this current case to Wadi. In discussing whether the damage was reasonably foreseeable or not, the court shall refer to the case of Longley and Gray, 1928. In the case, a policeman was injured in a car crash when he was chasing the defendant who was driving a stolen car. The court held that the defendant knew or ought to know that he was being pursued by the claimant, and the claimant also would drive faster and so risk injury. The similarity of these two cases, Budi should reasonably foreseeable that any damage would be caused if he does not settle his job excellently. For instance, patrons being locked up in the library. In this regard, the damage caused by Budi is reasonably foreseeable. So we will talk about the second element, which is the breach of duty. It is stated that Budi had breach of his duty as a security guard. His job is to monitor and to walk through the library at the closing time. Unfortunately, he missed and overlooked Wadi, who was still in the library. Due to that negligence, Wadi was being locked up in the library for a night.